Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? This is Markyshizzle, Markyshizzle Gaming. I was just gonna create a video to help a few of you guys out. As it stands, I'm the first person to complete every single achievement in Back for Blood on Xbox. I do not know who has done it on PC already or PlayStation, but as it stands, it's looking like I'm the first person to have all the achievements on Xbox. I was gonna come back and show you guys some builds that I have, some general advice. I do not have a lot of gameplay of this game because I basically no lifed it with a bunch of different groups online, and I didn't want to mess around with commentary as I was doing it. But anyway, uh, here it is on the screen on True Achievements, and as you can see, it says I'm the first person on the site out of approximately 110,000 people. At least that's what it was at the time, 114, and that TA ratio 35,000. So you can see that more people have completed some of these other acts, but only one person has completed Act 3, and that, in my opinion, is the hardest act. So, anyway, let me go back to the game here and see if there's some things that I can show you and give you some guidance in general. So, how I did a lot of these levels was with 2 or 3 guys. And a lot of these builds that I'm going to show you, well, I only have a few builds myself, but you would basically just take a few of these builds and tweak them yourself. So I'm going to go over to my decks. And just, I really only ran 2 decks and then I tweaked them per level. So in the first act, the first level, the first 4 levels, you can completely speedrun. So I actually have a speedrun build where you basically all just run free for all for yourself. You revive your teammate if they go down, if you're able to. If not, you let them die, you pick them up on the wall later, and stuff like that. With that said, you need to beat each mission and be in the safe room or be alive at the end for it to count for the achievement. So if you do go down and you die, you have to write down which mission that is and redo it. It will not count. You will not get the achievement at the end until you redo that mission. But as far as the run goes, I would continue going and help your group to the end, and then you might have to rerun it later. So with that said, you will need the majority of the cards unlocked to do some of these builds. And if you're trying to do Nightmare, I would not start until you have all the cards unlocked. So there are a few strategies that you can do. One of them was patched for replaying a level where you could keep reloading the howitzer very fast. There's another level. Let me see if I can find the name for you. But I think it's the end of Act 2. It is this level right here. You have one person that is straight grenade damage, and if you're running with more than one person, which I would recommend, you will have a second or third person get on the extra miniguns that are there. One's inside of a toolkit. You melt the ogre and undo the end. You can even do this on Nightmare and get more supply points. So that only takes 2 to 3 minutes per run. And I don't know how many supply points you get now since things have been tweaked, but it could be 50 supply points in 2 or 3 minutes. So anyway, back to the builds. So my speedy build was my main build for most of this, and like I said, for the first act, the first 4 levels, you can 100% speedrun. There are no bosses or anything unless it's a random modifier, and in that case, you might have to try the level or try to melt it, but it really depends on what the boss is. So I was completely clueless to speedrunning until I started watching a guy speedrunning this game on Twitch, and I very nearly copied his build, but I switched some stuff around. And basically, starting off with Mad Dash and Fleet of Foot, that's just base, no, Run Like Hell, Fleet of Foot, and Mad Dash. That's base movement speed and sprint speed. So I understand it's not stamina first, but your character itself moves faster at all times, which is very nice. Screwdriver for use speed. For those missions where you have to run around, push a button, run around, whatever. This helps. Use speed helps with revives. Use speed helps with a bunch of things. You can also have somebody play as Carly, and you get an extra 50%. So depending on what your group is doing, you may be able to do that. And use speed can be very important when you're healing, when you're picking somebody up. Everything is use speed. So going on the list, we got evasive action. If you get whacked, you're not going to get caught by the horde because you run faster. Double grenade pouch. This is more so if you're 2-manning, you'll have more money, so you can carry more like pipe bombs or flashes or whatever you're trying to do. Double grenade pouch is pretty big. And the rest of this stuff is pretty much either stamina or stamina regeneration or sprint regeneration, things like that. Only runs a card like Speed Demon if you're using an SMG, but it's actually better than the card like Dash if you are using an SMG because you move faster while you're holding an SMG plus while you're aiming. So, and it's 6%. On your mark, you should have one person have this card towards the top of their deck. Like I said, you want to swap around with your 2 or 3 teammates. I don't recommend 4-manning a lot of these missions because you literally have no money by the time you're on the 2nd level. So you can do it, but you're not going to have money for pipes, heals, the med stations or anything. So 3-man is kind of the sweet spot, but you can 2-man it if it's a speed run group levels. If I'm just sound like I'm rambling, it's because I am, but I'm just trying to spit out some information that will help you. So on your mark, it's good for one person to put it near the front, gives you 30-second boost when you start the mission. So yeah, other than that, that's basically the speed run. The idea with these speed runs is literally run by everything. Some levels, if you run to the end of the level and then you run back, it will despawn the zombies and some of the specials, or at least make them like despawn behind you, and then you can run back forward and it's clear. So like I think it's the 3rd or 4th mission on the act where you have to go activate the button for the construction site. So for instance, on that mission, we speedrun all the way to the construction site, push the button, run all the way back to the waterfall, and then by the time you run back, the button is complete, and then you can escape through the safe room. So you're going to be doing stuff like that whenever you're doing a speed run. With that said, there are certain times where you're going to run across bosses, and you always want one person to run frag damage and one person to run hit point damage, so you can kind of even out when you have to kill a boss. So like with my 3-man groups, a lot of times I was the pure sprinter, and I would have U speed, and that would be my job. I'd be the reviver, I'd be the one pushing the buttons, I'd be doing the arm on that police station mission, and then I'd have my friend play the frag build. So he would carry as many normal frags as he could, and he'd light up bosses or special infected. Like, if you get like 2 big boys, 2 tall boys in your face, you just throw a frag because it's not worth dying. They'll 1-shot you or 2-shot you, and that's all it takes on Nightmare to get wrecked. So, and then one person run the hit point damage. So let's say there's a level with a minigun, or their secondary is a sniper. Being able to hit that hit point with a nice weapon is very good. So you kind of want to have it even like that, but also have enough mobility to do that. So anyway, that's the idea behind speed running. The other missions I did with a melee build, with other people supporting me around me as a melee build. So this is pretty much what you want for a melee build. You can swap these cards around a little bit. But basically, yeah, you want to start off with Meth Head. That gives you attack speed. Keep in mind you're not going to be able to aim down the sights with this build, but you can still use a shotgun pretty effectively for mid-range things. So I would melee shotgun, and then on Nightmare you're going to run out of ammo. You're going to want other people on your team to run different weapons so you can drop it for each other should you need to. Anyway, Battle Lust, Vanguard, and Feast Your Fears, they will all give you back temp health. Vanguard will give it to your teams as well. So there's certain missions where you're taking it slow because you have to. There's doorways you can hold on. There's certain areas you can hold on. In the diner mission, I was able to set up a barricade on the right side of the diner. We ran like 20 barbed wire over there, and you have to hold out for like 6 or 7 minutes. So in that case, I held the front line and I got 400 to 500 kills. And think about it. Every single time you kill one regular zombie, you get 2 health, 1 temp from this, plus to your team, 3 temp from this, and there's even another one. I don't know. Yeah, it's this one down here. You could even put on if you have space for it. Every time you kill a special infected, you get 1 temp health, 3 stamina. So I think later in the game, like the spiky heads or the fire ones, they should count as mutations as well. So you can get 6 to 7 health back per swing, and that's assuming that you hit less than 1 zombie. So it's like super overpowered. And there's, I mean, the other things you can do is you can put Mean Drunk on here and you do a heck of a lot more damage. But the only thing is, you can't sprint. I like the ability to sprint. Mobility, I found out after playing this game for quite a while that mobility is key. Mobility is king. If you're not getting hit by a tall boy, then you're going to stay alive in the mission. But if you're playing melee and you got tall boys in your face, you really need your teammate to either nade them or take them out very fast. A lot of times when you're running melee, you can hit them in the weak spot and it will stun them, but that's only like last case scenario. You want to turn around, run backwards, hold the normal zombies while your teammates are taking out the big boys. So you have to really coordinate as a team. For instance, on that diner level, I was literally just on the front line, and then like I would call out whenever I seen the big boy puker or one of the tall boys. I would call it out, and they would melt them. So it wasn't even me ever on the specials for sections like that. So you kind of have your role. You have to stay alive as a team, know your role, and cover each other. And also don't shoot each other in the back because that can ruin it real quick. Um, so anyway, most of this is getting your life back early. Batter up and spiky bits gives you a crap ton of damage, and the more damage you have, the easier it is to stun the larger infected. Adrenaline fueled with Holly is pretty amazing because every time you kill somebody, you get tons of stamina, but you're also doing that with her character at the same time. And it doubles your stamina pool. So the stamina regeneration don't matter because every time you swing and you kill something, you're getting it back, and then you're regenerating, and your pool is huge, and it's like basically infinite Holly badassness. I don't know. Um, and then a lot of these other ones, Berserkers also helps you swing faster. A lot of these other ones are defense related, like padded suit and confident killer. Most people don't know about this card, but this thing is huge because it works for the whole entire team. So when your team kills a mutation, 1% of your total team damage increases per level. You need one person with this card. You kill 15 infected, you're doing 15% damage throughout the whole entire level. So that is pretty huge. You need to put that on there somewhere in your run. It kind of works the same way as Shredder does. Let me look up a Shredder card. And keep in mind I don't have it on this build because I am a melee class. But Shredder works good for your other teammates if they're running SMG. Get out of there. Alright, so each bullet hits, causing the target to take 1% damage for 3 seconds up to 15%. You're melting a big boy, you're melting an ogre, you're melting anything. They put 15 bullets into it, every single person around you does more damage. So if you take the cards like this and you throw them in your deck, even if it's one person or both of your other people potentially can run Shredder if one's running Assault, one's just running SMG. But you need Shredder for increased damage to these bigger guys because you're going to put more bullets into them. Like I said, I'm a melee class, obviously. I'm not going to be doing anything with my shotgun that involves bullets. So, but this is probably one of the most important like damage cards there is in the game, in my opinion. So, let me look at my assault build real quick. And then there's another shoddy switch that I got from a YouTube channel I was trying. So I'll show you that real quick, but I could probably just put a link in the description below for that build because he does really well at explaining it and showing the build and stuff. The idea behind the shoddy switch is that you can have infinite ammo because your secondary is the Belgian, and you can basically fire switch. Every time you switch, your ammo comes back into your gun, and you're doing a crap ton of shotgun damage, and your secondary has infinite ammo. So you do tons and tons of damage at mid-range with that shotgun build. I tried it. I like the mobility stuff a little bit better, but there may be certain cases for it. So I'll quickly just load in so you can see what that is. But I'll leave a link in the description below for his page, so that way you can look it up yourself and watch his video because I basically stole that build, so I'm not gonna try to take that build and do anything with it. As far as assault goes, this is pretty much my straight hit point build. So tactical vest for ammo. Hyper focused is the most important damage card in the entire game for anybody with a gun. Put this on your deck right up in the front. It removes ADS speed, but when you're stopping to fire at a heavy, you really need this damage. Um, so yeah, glass cannon, you do more damage at the risk of having lower health. You should not be really be getting hit. If you're getting hit on Nightmare, then you need to change what you're doing, or you need to run with a better group that can cover you. But glass cannon's okay because you shouldn't be getting hit. If you're getting hit on Nightmare, you're gonna go down regardless of if you have 30% health or less. So, with that said, hydration pack gives you more health at the cost of ammo. But like you should have ammo, and people should be dropping for you. The Shredder is number 5. It's right up towards the top because it's one of the more important cards. Face Your Fears, I sometimes add if my secondary is melee. But Broadside is one of my favorite cards in the game if you're firing a gun. Anytime you kill a normal zombie with a headshot, it has a chance to explode and damage everything around it. So let's say you're holding a doorway, you're holding a walkway, you're holding, I don't know, an alley. You shoot one zombie, if that head explodes, the 5 zombies next to it are just gone, and it's really nice when you're clearing out hordes coming at you. So one of my favorite cards. For this build, this is more like a gun build. So Face Your Fears, I just had on there probably for a level where, I had some more close encounters, like inside the tunnels of the sewer and stuff. Overwatch can be another huge card, but you need to be super far away for this to work. So the idea behind this card is you need to be 15 meters away, but only the people that you're shooting next to get the life. So one great example is when I was playing Veteran, we were holding the mansion in the mansion level, T5 I believe it's called. And if I was to sit back on the stairs while somebody's holding the front door with melee or something, I'm 15 meters away. Anything I kill in that area gets 5 temp health per zombie kill. That is a huge amount. But with that said, you could easily shoot them in the back. It doesn't give you anything back as the person firing the gun. But let's say if you had 2 or 3 people down there in that area, you would get health back. This card's very situational. It's almost like you could replace it with something else. Here's the other hit point cards: Ridden Slayer, Reckless, Strategy. And then here's the bomb cards I was talking about. So there are more accessory damage cards, but these are the 2 easiest ones, 2 most important. So you have 100% explosive and resistance. This is the best explosive card in the game. And then you have 75% accessory damage, which also goes to grenades, obviously. And then, once again, Confident Killer, because that card's badass. Patient Hunter, you could even put it up here where Face Your Fears is. It depends on the level. Face Your Fears is good for getting life back, but cards like this is great for any place where you're holding out, where you're looking down the sight. So every time you look down the sight, you gain 10% damage per second for a 30-second cap, or 3-second 30% cap. Sorry. So you look down for 3 seconds, you're in an area where no one can get behind you, you're not worried about it. You're doing 30% more damage. You're fighting at the boss, you're doing 30% more damage. It's pretty dang amazing. So keep that in mind. And then there's a few bullet damage, bullet pen cards. Combat Training is one of them. Silver Bullets, I believe, is the other one, but that one takes away money out of your deck when you kill Special Infected. So what a lot of people do is drop all their money at the beginning of the level. It takes away copper, so it doesn't matter. You don't have any on you. So with that said, this is a slow-moving hit point build, right? You do need a little bit more mobility. So knowing what I know now, I might put like Run Like Hell on this or something else just to have a little bit more mobility. But this would be a perfect build as far as damage goes if you're on a slower run. And depending on what the missions are, you may have to do that. So my favorite way to run these levels is for everybody to run a speed deck and just throw on a couple cards where you can, as a team, succeed. So, like I said, one person running use speed, one person using frags, one person using hit point. Combination of that, and swap some of those cards in. You're gonna have to test what works for you guys. And you can even have one person running medic. If the one person that ran medic for some of our classes, or for some of our acts, he's like a grenadier medic. I know that doesn't make sense, but it worked out. Like he was the one nading the specials, or nading the breaker, or whatever pops up in your face. So yeah. With that said, that's me basically going through the builds. One last thing I can tell you is why I ran with less than 4 people. The main reason is that you have way more money, way more money, like thousands of more money. So if you're running a 4-person group and if you're loading into the first mission, everyone gets 250. But like if you run with 3 people, you get more money than that. It's exponentially more money to run 3 people. And the bot does things like teleport. You can put Inspiring Sacrifice on. Every time the bot goes down, it heals you. It's very nice if you have a few cards. Now, I did a trick for a lot of my runs since we're running 3 people and a bot, where I would join in the starting area with my bot. I would drop my money, I would play my cards, and then I would quit. I don't really count that as like an exploit so much, but let's say we're halfway through an act. I join in with my bot. My bot's holding 2,000 coins. I drop it. I quit. The bot is still exactly the same. The bot is the bot. But they give you 2,000 coins that you're joining later in the game in order to buy stuff. I just drop that money, we spend it as a team, and then I quit out. So that's a little trick that I use to get a head start on some of the levels, especially the later ones, where you need to buy things as a team or top off as a team or buy pipe bombs. I think this game is actually harder to do with 4 people. And like I said, as it stands for the level to count on any difficulty, you need to be alive in the safe room at the end of the level. So it's very important that you can keep yourself alive, whether it's kiting or teamwork, depending on the level. But in the levels where you're speedrunning, it is pretty much every man for themselves in a way. You're running big loops, training zombies. It almost brings me back to like World at War zombie vibes. Like you're moving so fast with these speedrun builds that you never get hit. And the hardest one for me was the mansion. I think I have a clip of the end of the mansion just to show you. I might have it. Let's see. I don't know if this is the mansion or what this is. I don't know. This is another mission. Oh, this is the church level. So, look at my mobility. In this level, we get to the end, my team wipes. I'm literally.
He ran to the fire.
Oh, you can hear him on the mic. I killed the breaker, running in circles like this. I can't believe they can hear. You can hear my people I was playing with. All right. Anyway, I didn't realize you could hear my party in that. So you see how fast I ran? I was the last person alive there with my mobility build. Everyone went down killing the breaker, and I ran around in circles for 10 minutes trying to wait till they respawn, and there was no defibs on the map, and it kind of sucked. But you can see how badass the mobility build is in that video there. Let me see if I can find the one for the mansion. Where are you? Believe it was this one. This is the mansion, yeah. So look at all three.
I'm coming.
All right, so remember what I said about buying. Hold on, I'll just let you watch for a minute.
This is it. Come on, let's get
We're all running in circles. We're all throwing pipes.
I'm coming. Yeah.
Look how much barbed wire we have everywhere, right? This is the hardest level in the
That's
game.
why I
Keep
put
in
so
mind.
many wires there.
Alright, we did it.
Yeah, you can't really see my mobility there, but what we did there is you have time to set up. That's the hardest level in the game. You buy as much barbed wire as you can. When you think you don't have enough, or when you think you have too much, you buy more if you have it. If you have the gold to do that. So we probably had like 20 barbed wires around the outside, and we had 2 people running on the outside, 1 person running boxes in the middle, and we just all ran mobility builds for the most part there. The first thing I did is took out the minigun on the top and take out the ogre. So I showed you like 2 clips just in general of the endings, but you could see how fast I'm moving. You can kind of get an idea of what my team is doing, like coordinated speed running almost. So yeah, if you have any specific questions about the game, feel free to comment here or on True Achievements. I still stream a lot of games on Twitch. I'm in the Discord, so I'm pretty cool about answering questions. It's just I've also got a lot of negative comments regarding me beating the game first because I was with a group and that group is not working out time wise, as well as we kept wiping and people like kept on trying to take. Someone else was using the same build as me, so I don't really have anything bad to say other than we didn't really match up well. But I had people saying I abandoned them and stuff, like when I left the group in order to succeed with the LFG groups on Discord. So if you're looking for really skilled players, I like using Discord because there's a lot of PC and PlayStation players that are really good, and because this game is cross-play, you're going to find a wider range of better players on that Discord than if you do like an Xbox LFG. So for the people that are talking bad about it, listen. You literally, for one, can't be bad at the game to play Nightmare. So for people saying you got carried, you did this, you did that, it's literally impossible to get carried in this game at this point. You have to be alive at the end of the mission. You can't do that if you're bad, or if you don't know what you're doing. So yeah. The other thing is, I did all my stuff with less than 4 people. So I started off in a 4-player group doing veteran, and it made it way harder because we had more people and less money. So you find the sweet spot between the amount of people you're with and the money you get and the DPS that you do. So if anybody feels bad about me getting first or me doing it with other people, I mean, I didn't make it any harder on you by leaving. I just, I wanted to play the game, and people don't get on until 4 hours after I get on, and it actually makes it harder to run 4 people. So I offer my help to you. I offer my advice to you. I don't have anything negative to say. That's it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Didn't feel like a great note to end it on, but that's basically it. First person in the world on Xbox to complete the game, I'm pretty sure, as it stands now, out of 110,000 people. This probably is one of my proudest achievements in gaming, to be the first to do this. You can't really say that you learned from anybody, really. Like, I learned a few strats from the players I was playing who were in the same spot as me. And I actually didn't get the game 4 days early. I didn't buy the Ultimate Edition. I just got this with Game Pass, so... With that said, I felt like I rambled a lot, but I just kind of gave you an idea of what I did and what worked for me. And the important thing is, like, when something happens and you fail, literally just you have to try it in a different way, or try it with I don't know, maybe you have to swap out a group member because they're alerting every bird or something. Like, you literally can't hit hazards in Nightmare. You will get wrecked. If you're trying to hit hazards and then take them all out, like, depending on the run, like if you're speedrunning, hazards are okay if they despawn behind you, but like if you're in a run where you need to move up and move as a team and you hit one hazard, that's a team wipe sometimes. Sometimes it's too much to handle. So gotta get the right teammates, gotta max out your cards first, and then do some of the stuff. Markyshizzle Gaming, I'm done rambling. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm on Twitch a lot as well right now, so I might be playing some other games, Aliens Fireteam Elite, Alien Isolation, maybe some more scary games for Halloween. But anyway, Markyshizzle out. I hope some of my information helped you. I know I could have potentially shown more gameplay, but it is what it is. I was in tryhard mode, and while I was going for Nightmare, I was basically LFG looking for people for like 8 hours a day straight. So I really wanted to be first, and finally did it. So with that said, Markyshizzle out. I hope you have just as good luck as I did with a few of these tips, and if not, I don't know if they'll make it easier in the future, but I guess we will see. Markyshizzle out. Love you long time. Take care, everybody. Bye.